Hey everyone, I'm going to try and keep this short and sweet. After trying to remedy production issues with both Jacobs Journal and S.C.P. Sedition, I've decided to leave the projects. In part, this is due to real life getting in the way, but also because of creative differences I had with the team. I've also left the team as a result, but let me just state before anyone reads into this, I hold no ill will towards Tad's Top Videos for what has become an amicable departure. To cut a long story short, we'd been having trouble keeping up with the demand for Sedition combined with the time and effort it took to animate long episodes for the series. I had come up with several formatting compromises which would have honestly been an improvement to the overall quality of the show. However, I was informed that the ultimate decision was to return to an Ask SCP format only, just asking SCP's questions and cutting out plot and character elements that we had begun to explore. Though they said I could continue writing for the series, I decided that the team didn't need me to write for an Ask SCP format, and that while it may have been good to continue writing scripts, the fact that a lot of the elements I'd helped build into Sedition would no longer be pursued was a bit of a blow. It didn't feel right touching it after this, so I left the project, left the team, and decided I wouldn't be contributing anymore after SCP-343 Part 2's conclusion. Jacobs and McCrimmon will be written out, and Amnesty 2 will have her plot draw to a close, leaving Watch to do what he does best, interview SCPs. Don't get me wrong, I don't dislike the Ask SCP format, but I had a vision of Sedition that we would no longer be pursuing, and that's a fair enough decision on the part of the team. Tats was the other half of that show. She took those scripts and made masterpieces out of them. Some of the best moments, like the neck snapping scene, the clipboard floating in midair, all the little physical details she added to Sedition gave that show life. I will wholly appreciate what she did to the end of time, so her decision on this show mattered a lot to me. Even after this, we're still very close friends. This is simply a clash of creative interests that came about for very valid reasons. If they feel the best way to continue moving forward is to cut out unnecessary grind, then I wish them all the best for that new direction. I encourage you all to watch it and see how you feel, not based on what I've said, but based on how the new format appeals to you. In the end, I'm just looking towards the future and where my content will go from here. I have some immediate plans involving follow-up videos to this one where I explain in detail how events in Jacobs Journal and Sedition would have unfolded to both series' perceived conclusions, or at least until the plot arc for Sedition ran out and we'd probably have gone back to an S.C.P. format anyway. But trust me when I say it certainly wasn't as soon as it turned out to be. To cover all the plot in Jacobs Journal would only take a single episode, but to cover all things Sedition, it'll definitely be a multi-part series of videos. There are a lot of loose and even untugged threads to pull. I know a lot of fans are dedicated to digging deep into the goings-on of each video, dissecting the actions and dialogue of the characters, particularly those of you who wanted to explore the expanded universe and found yourselves here. We didn't expect the reaction to Sedition we got in the end, and the massive following we gained from it, which was extremely humbling, so I didn't want to have you committing yourselves to these stories and characters without knowing the ending. So I hope that by releasing these videos, it'll allow that chunk of the fandom some closure, maybe even giving me some of that closure too. Ultimately, I want to try and bring my original content to the channel, stuff that isn't tied to another fan base like SCP. This may also upset a few of you who are specifically subscribed to me for that SCP content, but I feel it is the best for me to move away from it, so I'm not typecast or tied down to one genre or thing. I have a few projects I'd be happy to share, books, games, graphic novels I have in the works, and any other content I'll suggest later, but please feel free to leave your suggestions of where you'd like to see me go from here, and I'll see what works best for me. Thank you so much to everyone who was stuck by me through Sedition, and I hope that you'll continue to do so once my contributions have concluded. I hope my original content will manage to excite and entice you as everything I've done so far, but until next time, stay safe and keep your creative passions burning.